next, over to Mbarara, Uganda. So this was my recent trip. The organization that I work with has implementing partners. We don't do the work ourselves. We find great local organizations to do the work, because the last thing the world needs is another nonprofit. There's people that know what to do. Just put some gas in their tank and they'll do it. So one of our partners is here, Healthy Child Uganda. This is Faida and Angela, and they run something in Uganda called, the acronym is really unfortunate, but I don't have the heart to break it to them, CORPS, C-O-R-P-S, Community Owned Resource Persons. So you know, it's like, oh boy, that's not good. That's not going to sell well in North America. So they run over 350 volunteers. I got to sit down with some of these volunteers. How does it work? They've got people that are elected from within the communities. They say, you know, we nominate you. We all agree that you're the two people that we want to train up. These people go get trained up on health, basic nutrition, all these kinds of things. And they become resources to that community to help educate them and help them walk out of poverty, right? Help empower their own people. So I got to hang out with a few of them and ask them some questions. I got to ask, two of my favorite questions were, why do you do what you do? Why do you do it? This is all volunteer. These people volunteer, 100% volunteer. They just give their lives away. They said for the kids, everyone said for future generations. We love our children. It's for our future. We want them to have more than we had. And who here wouldn't say the same thing about their, we all say the same thing, right? We do it for our kids. And then I asked, what differences have you seen because of the work that you're doing here? So going out and training some people up. I don't know about you guys, but to me that doesn't sound like development work. Like, that sounds pretty lightweight. You go around and talk to people. How does that change the world? Well, up to a year ago, 5 kids in this one woman's community, 5 kids every month under 5 years old died. Every month, after month, after month, after month. Why do they have 8 kids per family? Because 5 kids die every month. Wow, staggering. So that sounds awful enough. But then add on top of that the fact that 4 days of mourning, 4 days for every death. Community stops working for 4 days and mourns the death. So add that all together. These horrible feelings of everyone dying around them that they can't do anything about. Their children are dying from preventable causes. And then everyone's mourning, so there's nothing getting done and no one's moving forward. So they're just stagnating. So she said, because of her trainings, going out every month, talking to her folks, teaching them real simple stuff. If you're pregnant and you see these signs, go to the hospital. Okay. If you're going to give birth, go to the hospital. Okay. If your child's hair is turning a light brown, these are the signs of malnutrition. Do these things. Okay. Sounds pretty simple. Doesn't sound like development work. For the last year, 0 kids under 5 years old in that community have died. 0. 0. Because she went out and told her people what to do. They just needed a little education. And Uganda is amazing. These people are amazing. Wow. I know these are fuzzy. They're from a video camera. These weren't stills. But I wanted you to see these people that are giving their lives away. The country itself, Uganda, is right on the equator. The greenest country I've ever been to. It's so lush. I cannot believe it. And the people there are so proud. They say, we don't have a shortage of food here. You just throw a seed in the ground, it grows. The problem is education. We just need knowledge. So here's a group of those corps. They're not waiting for handouts. What these women are doing, they volunteer their whole life. They go and train their communities. And then in their spare time, when they're not cooking for their family, getting their kids ready, or working the fields. So in their spare time, think of what your spare my spare time, in their spare time, they're making flowers. They're making fake flowers to sell on the market. So these things go for fairly cheap, but they're actually making their own lives sustainable by figuring out a way to get paid and make their lives better. They're doing it themselves. They're not waiting for anyone. They're doing it themselves. They just need a little help. I just found out that last week, that group of women got a contract, or 2 contracts totaling $1,000, which is unheard of, unheard of. Like, it takes them all to another level. They've been scrapping with this project for 1.5 years, and they finally made it work. $1,000. So small things make a huge difference. They've now spread it out to the kids, so they have youth corps. So the kids go around and they train other kids in the communities through singing and drama, which is pretty typical.